Hi everyone, my name is Jody Brown. I am the Student Success Librarian here at the Oppenheimer Library. And today I want to explain to you how to find popular sources through the library. And so if you're not familiar with how to get to the library's homepage, the easiest way to do that is to go to the quick links option from the UALR's main page. And then if you scroll down, you'll see library. So now we're on the library's page. And what I want to do is show you how to do this from both the quick search and also through the databases tab. So first we're going to search for, let's just say we're going to look for beauty. And I don't want to limit anything yet. I'll show you more about limiting in a minute. So I'm going to just click search. All right, and then so we get a lot of results based on the term that we put in there. If you go over to the left-hand side of the page, you'll see limit to, and then we can also select full text if we want to. However, I recommend waiting to do that until you've done a few searches, simply because if you select limit to full text, it's only going to give you those items that are available with the entire article or the entire piece of material that you're looking for. And if for some reason it's available somewhere else through a link, you wouldn't even see that record show up in the results list. So let's just leave that the way it is for now. We're going to, so here on the left-hand side, you'll see the source type. And so we can click any number of formats or types of material that we want here. But I want to show you the show more option, and for that there are going to be quite a few more than you see just without having selected that option. And I wanted to point that out simply because you'll see there's quite a few types of materials that you could select if you wanted to, that you may not see only from this side piece right here. So magazines obviously are a very popular type of material. They're a popular source. And the other thing that I want to mention is that trade publications are also a type of popular material as well. And what those are is magazines of a sort that are geared towards specific industries. So like automotive magazines would be a trade publication because while they're popular, they are geared towards a specific industry. And so we're going to search for both magazines and trade publications because we know those are our popular sources. Sometimes news publications are also considered popular materials, so you could select that also if you want to, but for this search I'm just going to leave it as magazines and for trade publications. So I'm going to update. And once I do that, it will tell the database or through the quick search, only give me those materials that are of a popular nature. And so you can tell that by this periodical icon. And what periodical means, it's more of a library / publication term. And it means that the materials are published more frequently. So for example, a magazine, whether it's beauty or otherwise, is going to be published, monthly, weekly, bi-weekly, whereas scholarly material is going to be published less frequently and farther apart. So monthly probably at the most, quarterly, and so on. So periodical generally relates to the quick process of publication and how frequently it is published. Just to point out, the reason that scholarly materials are published so infrequently is because there is a very extensive review process, whereas that is not the case with popular materials and with publications such as like your automotive magazines and that type of thing, because there is no extensive review process for that. Okay, so this is the first way to get to those materials. And so you could, if you wanted to find more information on that item specifically, you would just click on the title and it tells you who the author is, the source that it came from. So this one came from Health Magazine. And the other thing I want to point out is in a lot of databases, you will see the subjects area right here. And what that does is gives you several different terms that might also be that might also encompass the search that you're looking for. And so here we have personal beauty, we have body image, cosmetics, and others. So if you weren't really sure what words were working for you in the database, this is just a way to get some suggestions. And so over here is the full text PDF that you can either read online or download, etc. So that's pretty simple. What I want to go back to the library's homepage because I also want you to know how to do this through the databases. So we're going to click the database tab. And just to point out, if you see this box right here where it says find databases by title, that's exactly what that means. It does not search within the databases, it searches for a certain type of database. So in order to search within the databases, we need to go down to this databases A to Z list. And let me point out one thing before we go on. So if we go to our previous search at the very bottom, you'll see databases. And that tells us where that particular topic might fall in the databases. So because we're looking for beauty, it's going to fall within the health and wellness type of sources. So if we go back to our database listing, all the databases will show up here if you're on all. But since we know that a health database will show us some of that information on beauty, I'm going to select H. And then if we go down, we can see Health Source Consumer Edition. And that one is going to be a good one, I think, for us to find those materials related to beauty. So again, let's just say we want beauty products. We're going to make it a little bit more specific now. And if you had additional terms, you would put those here as well. And is just, it's generally a default in most databases, but it tells the database, if we had a second term in the second box, it would tell the database to search for only these two terms. And if you selected or, it's going to tell the database, you can search for the first term, the second term, or both terms. Either or is fine by me. And not generally takes out a term that you don't want to appear in your search results list. So again, we're just going to search broadly at first. I don't want to pick any limiters just yet. Okay, so I have about 1,020 results. That's pretty good. And over here again, you can see you'll select the full text if you wanted to. We don't need scholarly peer-reviewed because we are only looking for popular materials which don't require peer-reviewed process. We can change the publication date if we don't want to go back as far as 1991. And down here under source type, which is similar to what we did before through the quick search, oh, that's about as many as it has. So the nice thing about this is it has magazines. And there we are. It's going to give us only those items that are a magazine. And then if you notice, again, it has the periodical icon, which, like I said, means that it is a popular material and published more frequently than those items that are scholarly and published less frequently. So that is pretty much it for this lesson. And if you had any questions whatsoever, please feel free to stop by the library, chat with us on the home page by clicking the chat feature. You can chat right here, tell us your name. You don't necessarily have to. And whatever your question is, as long as there's a librarian logged in, a real live librarian will answer your question and help you with whatever you need. Or you can always call us or email us. That's always an option. But we just want you to take advantage of the sources that we have and the resources that we provide. So please let us know if there's anything that we can do for you. And I hope this helps you a little bit along the way with your searches for popular material.